2,030 days, 290 weeks, 5 years, 6 months, and 19 days ago, I was happily released from corporate. As a leader, I was free. Now, those of you that have been in transition know what that means. But right now, I want to talk to you not about you, but about others. Now more than ever, as leaders, we have a very unique position in helping people vote. Most people know the importance of voting, but you can play a part as well. 12 years ago, we were preparing for a historic election where the first African American president was elected. But to get to that change, to get to that cultural experience, to get to that difference that was made in the world, we had to urge people to vote. Now, I am not talking about voting for one person or another, but just the importance of supporting those that want to do that. Right now, we have a very unique place to make a change. And depending on what you believe or who you'll be voting for, that change could mean many things. I knew what that change meant to me, and it wasn't about talking to my staff as to who to vote for. I just wanted to make sure that they were not impeding in exercising their right to vote. I wanted to make sure that there was not a challenge or a stumbling block to make sure that they voted. So let me tell you a couple of things that I did. The first thing that I did was I said, no political talk in the office, which was hard, right? It was an exciting time. There were people in my department on opposing sides. And yes, there were some interesting and heated discussions that came up. And I just said, no political conversations. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what you believe in. Just no political conversations. Because I wanted us to be able to work productively and civilly. The second thing I said was, we are going to plan to make sure that there is nothing that gets in the way of everybody being able to vote and have an enjoyable day. I don't care who you're voting for, right? I don't care if it's one person or the other. I don't care if you write in, but I just want to make sure everyone has the opportunity. So I made sure to plan to get all of the work done that we needed to get done by Friday with a Saturday cushion before the election. And that we did. So Monday was a little quiet. We tied up some loose ends, but I made sure that technically we didn't have any work to do on November 3rd. Why? Because I knew that everybody would be glued to the TV. I knew that people would be standing in line. And I wanted to make sure that their hours, i.e. their money, was not affected, but also that their mind was free to enjoy that moment with their family. I wanted to make sure that they could take their children or first-time voters with them without worrying about coming to work late, etc. So my requirement was, on election day, was you have to vote before you come to work. And while we were really expecting lines so long that people would not get in until 12, just about everybody got in at 10 a.m. Fast forward till today, this year, 2020, it's a bit different. Yes, they're going to be talking about long lines. They've already said that. Yes, there are a lot of first-time voters. And just like in 2008, this year is supposed to be the highest voter turnout. They said that then. They're saying that now. And with the lines that I've seen for the primaries wrapped around blocks, I believe it. For those that can mail in their ballots, please do so. And please mail in at the post office. There are talks about, fraudulent mailbox drop-offs and things like that. Please take it to the post office, the central post office, the designated post offices, even if it is a little drive, to make sure nothing happens to your vote. Again, it's not about who you're voting for, it's exercising the right and protecting it. The second thing that I will say is to make sure that you have enough time and that you're prepared for the long line. This is what I want you to tell your staff, because it's going to happen. If they're going to vote on election day, to be very prepared. If that means taking the fold up chairs that are in like a little cylinder sack, do whatever you need to do. And if you voted early with your mail-in ballot, or if you voted early in person, which I very much suggest that you do, then go out and help other people. Make it a project. Make it a team activity that they help people in their own neighborhoods vote, meaning they're getting people to the polls, meaning they're going into maybe sit in line while somebody has to go to the bathroom, or maybe they provide the breakfast bars or something that is prepackaged and safe, so that people that are standing in line that have health conditions that may not think that it's going to be long, that they're properly nourished so that they do not miss the opportunity to vote. So, mail in the ballot if that's what you're going to do. Vote early if that's what you're going to do. And help others on that day if you voted early. We are all in this together. And at the end of the day, the majority of us want to have a wonderful and safe experience. Now, there are going to be some people that want to disrupt the process. They want to disrupt the vote. They want to get in the way. If you can go with other people, go. If you can be with other people that are supportive, please do that. But one thing that we don't want to miss the opportunity to do is to go vote. Now, as a leader, again, I never talk to my staff about anything. And some people say, well, I know who you're voting for. I said, you don't know. I said one thing that my parents always told me, and specifically my mother: you don't talk about money, religion, or politics in the workplace. And that's something that I still do to this day. I don't talk about money unless it has to do with the business development work that I do. I don't talk about religion unless it is part of the project that I'm working on. And I don't talk about politics unless it is something that is affecting the work that I'm doing. That's it. I don't get into the personal side of any of it. And as a leader, I urge you to help others do the same. It's private. It's personal. It's something that you're passionate about. And thank God, in this country, it's something that we're privileged to exercise. If someone thinks that they cannot vote, please check with your local principality and make sure that that is actually true. Please do not go off of a lot of misinformation. Please go to the source for your voting instructions, for your voting capabilities, and for anything that's needed for those that may be disabled or are in need of some assistance that day. It's important. We all want a great world, and it starts with you. It starts with leaders like us. We are the ones that lead the way. We are the ones that are the example. So let's be just that. I want to support you in anything that you need to do to help make sure just to have a short conversation with your team and say, hey, is there a day that you're voting that you need to come in late or we need to adjust the schedule? Everyone is not going to be able to get all their work done days before, but whatever you can do to support them exercising their right, please do so. Be a leader, be an example, and make sure that whatever you do it with integrity, do it with ethics, and do it with excellency. Support them, and I'm supporting you.